All right, so we are fifth grade. That voice level is not working for me. We're on page 133. Now it says to actually graph an equation. So we see here, can someone read about Alice?
I'll read about Alice.
Go. Top page 133. 133.
133?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I'm there. Alice buys some granola bars from a supermarket. Each granola bar costs $2. The table shows the total cost of the granola bars.
Okay, so first thing is when you look at the graph on this, you have to note that there's some differences with the graph. What are the things that are the same as before? Yeah? Yes?
The numbers and the one X.
Yep, so this is X. I'm going to say Y over here. We see this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, two, three, 4, 5. I'm just gonna do 5 by 7. Hopefully that's enough. Oh, it's actually not enough. Well, whatever. We're not gonna graph all the stuff on it, just so that we can actually show it on the graph. Just because I don't have as much room for stuff on the board as what you guys do. What is different about what you see on the graph in your book versus what the graph that we've usually been doing? Yeah.
There's a line connecting all of them.
Well, there's a 9 connecting the dots. Yeah. What else?
On the Y, there's only 5, and on the X, there's 7.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not really different. That just means I didn't. I mean, what's different, like what we did earlier versus what we're doing now? Yeah.
Well, we're kind of like, the grid, the dots connect.
Yep. Someone mentioned that. What's down here that wasn't down here before? Yeah.
The labels are.
Yeah. There's a label. So down here it says what?
Number of granola bars.
So number of granola bars. And over here says what?
Total cost.
So I'm going to put and then I'm going to put in parentheses afterwards dollars. So number of granola bars, total cost. So then from that little kind of table, that table it shows number of granola bars for total cost. So if I have, you guys read this, I'm going to just put on here as you guys tell it to me. So if there's 1 granola bar, it's how much? 1 granola bar is how much? Everyone.
$2.
$2. Everyone. 1 granola is how much?
$2.
2 granola bars? Dollars? Sorry, two granola bars?
4,
$4. 3 granola bars?
5.
$6.
So
And-
multiplied by 2.
So it's gonna keep on going up. The other thing, actually, this is kind of a cool trick. I can do this. But it's gonna keep on going up. So that's basically what's called graphing an equation, because as one thing goes up, the other thing also goes up. Yeah?
I figured something out. There's like the whatever the cost of the so can I give one answer
Yeah, go for it.
for the number 7? Like it says what is the cost of 8 yards of ribbon?
Oh, can you stick to this one just because I don't want to flip back and forth?
So this one might be the same. So what is the cost of like 3 yards of ribbon or something? It would be 6.
So 3 granola bars would be 6.
$6.
Yep. So they might ask you something like that. For this one, the other thing is that you're gonna they're asking you what is the equation. So the equation is y equals blank x. So when you put a number in, what do you do to it to get the y number? So if I said you put 1 in, you have to what? You multiply by what to get to get 2? 1 times 2. Is that now you need to check, does that work for everything? For 2, can you multiply 2 by 2? Is that going to give you this point right here? For 3, can I multiply 3 by 2? Is that going to give you the next point? 4, can I multiply that by 2? Is that going to give me the next point? Yes, and so on and so forth. So you know y equals 2x, because you always want to think of x and y X and Y. X is the input and Y is the output. X is what goes in, Y is what comes out. You put 1 in for granola bars, look, it's on the x-axis. Put 1 in for granola bars, get 2 out for dollars. Put 2 in for granola bars, get 4 out for dollars. Put 3 in for granola bars, put 6 out for dollars, so on and so forth. So that is the graph that they're talking about. If you shift over to the next page, it shows that same kind of thing here. So it says Mr. Gonzalez knows that 1 yard equals 3 feet, and so he's using that to get the equation y equals 3x. Because on there he's saying, hey, x in yards. Oh, that's really bad. X is in yards, and y is in feet. So if you put in something for yards, you should get how many feet out of it. So if you have 0 yards, you have how many feet? 0. If you have 1 yard, how many feet? 3. If you have 2 yards, you have how many feet? 6. If you have 3 yards, you have how many feet?
9.
So what is the rule every time you are doing what?
Y equals 3x.
Well, yeah, y equals 3x is the final thing, correct. I mean, that's the same thing I had right here. But every time you are multiplying by, what? 3, yep, that's why you have y equals 3x on there. And if you look on the book, everyone look on your book, page 134. Page 134, you can see as one goes up, the other one is going up. So here they changed what they wrote on their dimensions. So they have, let's say,
Whoa.
so on theirs, they have, instead of starting with 1, they started with what?
2.
No.
3.
3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Same thing. 3, 6, whoops, that's the wrong one. 6, 9, 12, 15, so on and so forth, right? So that, in here, for what their graph was, instead of doing 0, 1, 2, 3, they did what? 0, 0, and then they put 3, 9, 6, 18, so on and so forth, because the rule is still multiplying by 3 for each of them. So 3, we said you got out what? Yeah?
Remember? But I have a question.
What?
On number 11.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to wait till we get there. Yeah?
3 equals 9.
Yeah, 3 you get 9. 6 you get out. Multiply by 3, you get 18. 9 you get multiplied by 3, you're gonna get, whoops, 27. So when you're graphing it, it's gonna be that extended all the way. Now, they make it a lot bigger, they go all the way out to 27 on the bottom. On the top, on this right here, they changed. They don't have this as 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, do they? They have it as what? Yeah?
9, 18, 27, 36.
Yeah, so if you do that, what's gonna happen to the line if you smush these numbers down so that they're not exactly the way they're actually supposed to be?
You're gonna get the wrong answer.
What?
You're gonna get the wrong answer.
It's not gonna give you the wrong answer, it's just gonna make the graph look different. This is how the graph actually does look like, because you have the same x and y coordinates. If you change the y coordinates to be 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, and so on, this line is then gonna go like this, and it's gonna flatten out a lot more. I don't even want this anymore. I'll get rid of it. I'm just gonna do that. So 3, you get 9, 6, you get 18, 9, you get 27, so on and so forth. It's gonna keep on going. This way it actually looks, the line looks a lot more flat, like it's closer to being flat than before it was like closer to being vertical. You can change these. You should be paying attention, not working on your assignments. You should be paying attention, not working on your assignment. So you can change these. You can change these in accordance with these. If you know, hey, the rule is going to be multiplying by 3, you can start this 3, 6, 9, 12. You can skip 3s on this, and you can skip 9s on this if you want. But you need to actually label it. You can't just assume that it's going to work out if you're not labeling it. So you have to change the actual labels. Only other thing, if you go to, everyone skip to page 135. It says the graph y equals 8x shows the cost of fabric to measure in yards. So on the bottom, they go 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then on the other one, they go 8, 16, 24, 32. How, if you're constructing that graph, how do you know how big to make that graph if they don't actually make it? Yeah? What's the equation? Yeah, times 8. So that, in my head, I'm thinking, hey, my x-axis, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And my y-axis, if it's times 8, I'm going 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, so on and so forth. Now, did they do exactly that? No, they did what here? Yeah, they did 2, 4, 6. That's fine if you want to do that, but also, what do you notice that they did? In addition with the 2, 4, 6, what did they do? No, this is guided practice, but we're going through it in class. What do they do in addition there, yeah?
They said it was in yards.
Well, they did say it was in yards, but they also go like this. So they went 2, 4, 6, 8. But they also put these little hash marks here. If you see those, you know automatically each of those stands for what? Yeah? In the back?
The number that's in between.
Yeah, so you know this is 1, you know this is 3, you know this is 5. That allows you, this is a really good cheating skill, or it's not actually cheating, but it's kind of like a cheat sheet to help you with the numbers that you might want to use there. So you can go 2, 4, 6, 8. That way, if it tells you, if you need to end up using it, you can, but you don't have to. Anyway, so they actually have the graph there for you. This is one you wouldn't actually need to graph. I was just explaining how you would come up with the graph. But on there it says, what is the cost of 4 yards of fabric? You go up to 4 yards of fabric, and then you go over to 4 yards of fabric, and then you go up. What is across from 4 yards of fabric? If you go up, follow that line up. What? On page 135. Fifth grade, it's not working for me. Yeah, if you follow it on up. Across from 4, we go up, it hits 32. Across from 7, we go over to 7, we go up, we get about what?
56.
Yeah, 56, maybe a little bit less than 56. The book actually does confirm it is 56. You don't need to hit it exactly, you just need to be pretty close with it. If it hits exactly, like for 4, it hits exactly 32. You should have it exact there. But for 7, it's halfway in between. Now, yes, 56 is halfway between 48 and 64. So maybe you would be like, oh yeah, well, it's obvious that it's halfway in between. But that's one where I'm okay with you not having the perfect answer, because you're doing it based off of the graph. You're not doing it based off of, hey, I actually did all the math with this stuff. Because the goal of this is not to check your multiplication skills, it's to check, can you read a graph. Across 11 yards, go up and it hits about what?
58. No, 88.
Yeah, it's about 88. And think, it's times 8. If you do think about the multiplication thing, then you're going to know, oh yeah, 8 times 11 is 88. How many yards of fabric can you buy with $40? So now I go $40, go across until I hit the line, go down. How many yards of fabric can I buy?
5.
5. And the last one, how many yards of fabric can you buy with $88? So I go to 88, go across, go down. How many yards of fabric? Yeah, 11 yards of fabric. The other thing, the last thing I'll say before I start you on your assignment, you have to put what on each of these?
Number sign.
The label. As long as you put the label on, you're good to go. That's all I got. You can start on day 2 assignment.